Howdy cowboys and cowgirls, it's me, Cowboy Jack, and today I'm really excited. I gotta get my eyes checked out and make sure they're working in tip-top shape. That's why we're right here at Houston Eye Associates in the Woodlands, Texas, to make sure I'm seeing everything fantastically and I've got really clear vision. Let's go get checked in with Dr. Aaron Miller. Come on, guys. Woo, all right. Wow, what an amazing office. Oh, hi.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, I'm Cowboy Jack. I've got an appointment with Dr. Miller.
Let me take a look. Okay, sure. Go ahead and go down to the waiting room. They'll call you back.
Okay, guys, I guess we just got to go to the waiting room and they'll call us back whenever they're ready for us. Thank you so much. Wow, they've got all kinds of glasses and things in here. That's so cool. Ooh, guys, check this out. They've even got sunglasses in here. You can get sunglasses made with prescriptions to help you even see good when it's real bright outside. Let's see. Wow, they have a whole bunch of chairs to choose from. All right, well, we're just waiting for them to call my name. They've got a lot of cool glasses on the wall in here. That's really cool. That even says Kids Zone. How cool is that?
Cowboy Jack.
Wait a second, she just called my name. Oh, hi, I'm Cowboy Jack.
My name's Melissa. I work with Dr. Miller. We're gonna come down here to the exam room B5.
B5, okay.
Come right in here to B5. I'll have you sit right here in the big chair, okay?
In the big chair?
Yes, right in the big
Whoa.
chair.
Guys, come check out how cool this chair is. This is really awesome. Boy, this feels fit for a king. I'm not really a king, I'm just a cowboy. Wow, it looks like you've got some really cool tools in here.
Yes, we do. So this is to check your pupils. So in a second, I'm gonna check your pupils. I'm gonna test your vision. I'm also gonna put this little pirate patch over your eye. So we're gonna start off with your right eye. And what else? We're also gonna do a stereopsis test. This test
what is this? Huh?
A stereopsis test, also called a 3D test. So this kind of measures your depth perception.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with cool little 3D glasses. So we'll do a little matching game right here shortly. But first, I'm gonna just take some medical history. So what brings you in today?
Well, you know, it's almost a new school year and I need to make sure my vision is in tip-top shape. I want to be able to see what the teacher's putting up on the board. Perfect.
And do you have any issues with reading or looking at things at distance?
No, I feel like I'm in pretty good shape.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna put a little pirate patch over your right eye and then you get to say R when I put it on.
That is cool.
So just like that. Perfect. Like this way right here. You can close your eyes if you like.
All right.
All right.
Can I say R yet?
Yeah, you can say R.
Wow, guys, I even look like a pirate because I've got this patch over my eye. R.
All right.
By the way, did you know why pirates can't ever learn the alphabet?
No.
They always get lost at sea.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. So we're gonna put some letters up there. So for our kiddos that don't know all their letters, there's different ways that we can test your vision. So I'm gonna put our little HOTV matching and a bar around it like that. And then I'm gonna hand this card to you here.
Okay.
And then you're gonna point to whichever one you think is your, it's in that little box.
Okay, I think I can do that.
Okay, perfect.
All right, so you want me to point on the paper to what I'm seeing up there?
Yes, or if you know it, you can also say it.
Okay, well, I'll just point like most people do. Okay.
Perfect. And then what is that one up there?
Let's see, that one's this one right here.
Perfect, and right here.
Well, that's this one again, it's just smaller.
It's good. So we're getting smaller as you, as we get to see what's the smallest line of letters you can see. So that's good. Now we're gonna go small. We're going to 20/40 now. Your vision's great. Perfect. And we're gonna go down to the smallest. We're at 20/25.
Oh wow, I can still see it.
So what about right here? Perfect. Your vision's 20/20 in your left eye.
Ooh, that's awesome.
That's great. All right, so I'll take off this pirate patch here. I'm gonna switch it over to your left eye now.
Okay.
And we're gonna check your right eye. And then in the end, we'll check both eyes together. We're gonna start off big and work our way to small.
I can see that one.
Yeah, perfect. So that's H. Perfect. And here. Good. Good. We're down to 20/25. And we're gonna go down to,
Oh wow, that one's really small.
and now we're down to 20/20. Now with both eyes, I'm gonna remove your pirate patch over your left eye. Now with both eyes,
Whoops, looks like I got that last one wrong.
yeah, it's okay. Now you can close your eyes and then open if that helps. Can you try that one? Perfect. Vision's 20/20, both eyes and monocularly, so your vision's great.
Okay.
So we'll see. I'm gonna check your pupils now. I'm gonna put a little movie up there. I'll take this card. I'm gonna put a little movie up there.
I didn't know you got to watch movies at the eye
you get
doctor.
to watch
That's
movies. So it should start here in a second.
so cool. All right, so you want me to watch that?
Yes, you can just watch that.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna check your pupils, okay? I'm gonna make sure that they're equal in size. And I'm gonna check your how your pupils constrict. Okay, good.
Wow, now that light was really cool.
Was it really cool?
Yeah.
So
It's like a flashlight almost,
yeah,
but
it's
it
like a
looks a lot different
flashlight.
than a flashlight.
yeah, it's a pen light.
Okay. That is so neat.
And Dr. Miller will be using these as well whenever he sees you, okay?
Okay. All
folder
right, well
back.
now I'm just waiting. Somebody else is going to come in and check some other parts of my eyes.
Hi, how
there.
are you?
Good, how are you today?
Good, Cowboy Jack. My name is Monsi. I'm the orthoptist here.
All
Nice to
right.
meet you.
Very nice to meet you too.
All right, so we're gonna check your muscles here today. So first things first, we're gonna have you put on these glasses here, okay?
I love these glasses. I wore them
Yeah.
last time and they were like Buddy Holly.
Pretty cool. So you see this fly here?
I do.
Are the wings of the fly jumping out of the book?
They are.
All right, go ahead and pick them up for me.
Ah, I can't grab them.
Now we're gonna turn it around. The animals at the bottom, do you see any that look like they're jumping out of the book?
I do. I see this guy, this little rabbit, and this monkey
Very
all
good.
jumping out at me.
Now the circles up top, which ones look like they're jumping out of the book there?
Ooh, this one for sure. This one, maybe this one. This one's barely jumping out. And this guy?
Good. Any more?
No, I don't see any on
Very
that bottom.
good. You did great. Let's take those off really quick, okay?
All right.
Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have you look all the way out in the distance here, okay?
Okay.
Now we're gonna check your muscles to make sure it's all good, okay?
Okay.
So you just keep looking at those letters up there, okay?
All right.
Good. Now we're gonna tip up your chin just a little bit. Great. And tip down your chin just a little bit. Excellent. Now we're gonna turn your head. Very good. Maybe right there. That's perfect.
All right.
Good. And we're gonna turn the other way and just keep looking at those letters up there. Awesome. Now, if I can get you to just look right at that little sticker right there.
Wow.
Just keep watching. Excellent. You did great.
All right.
Very good.
Now, when you normally see patients, are they wearing cowboy hats too?
Not all the time, only special patients like you.
Okay.
All right, so the last thing that we need to do today is we do need to dilate you, okay?
Okay, what does that mean?
This is just to make sure that Dr. Miller can look at everything in the back of your eye, just to make sure it's good and healthy, and then also we check your prescription afterwards, just to see if you need any glasses or not.
Okay, very
All
cool.
right? So, I'm
So
gonna
how
go
do you
ahead.
do that?
So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have you tip up your chin all the way up. We're gonna sneak these little drops in, and then you're just gonna dab, dab, dab your eyes, okay?
Okay, well, should I take off my cowboy hat for this?
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be a good idea.
Hey, wait a second. Are you guys laughing at my hair? They're always laughing at my hair.
All right, so we're gonna look all the way up and then tip there, good.
Oh, wow.
And then one more here, good. Now blink, 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 and here's this tissue if you wanna wipe your eyes, okay?
Oh, wow, that was really cool.
Yeah. All right, well that's it. And then we just wait for a little bit and then you're gonna see Dr. Miller next, okay?
Okay, awesome. Well, those eye drops, those were really cool. I was
Yeah.
worried how it would feel when it hit my eye.
Yeah.
But it actually doesn't hurt at all.
Very good.
All right, well, awesome. Thank
All
you
right,
so much.
very good.
I'm gonna go ahead and put my hat back on so they can quit laughing at me.
Sounds good. Bye, Cowboy Jack.
All right, bye-bye. All right, cowboys and cowgirls. Wow, they've already checked my muscles and checked my depth perception and all those things. But I was waiting on Dr. Miller and I saw this really cool picture on the wall. That's a diagram of what our eyes look like on the inside. Boy, there's a lot going on. I don't even know what all this is, but I'm sure Dr. Miller can tell us a little bit more about it. And I'm really excited to see what all these big, cool tools do. I really don't know what this is, and it looks really fun. Can't wait to see what he does with it. All right, well now we just wait for the doctor to come on in.
Hey, Cowboy Jack, how are you doing?
I'm doing great today. How are you?
Awesome, dude. Yeah, well, I'm so glad you came.
Well, thank you for having me. I can't wait to get my eyes in tip-top shape.
Excellent. Well, we're gonna take a look at your eyes and figure out how they're doing and if they're healthy, and maybe do you need glasses? Do you have any vision issues? So we're gonna take a look at your eyes and see how things are going.
Okay.
Excellent.
So you're actually an ophthalmologist, right?
I am. I'm an ophthalmologist.
That's cool. And do you specialize in kiddos?
I do. I specialize in children and take care of kids from babies at birth all the way up to teenagers and young adults.
That is so cool. Well, I think I fit into that category just fine. I
Yeah,
may be a little
you're-
bit older,
A little bit, maybe.
but we don't need to talk about age. Let's just take a look at my eyes.
Excellent, excellent. Glad to. Excited to take a look at your eyes.
All right.
All right. So what we do is we're going to take a look at your eyes and see there's different parts of your eyes. And so there's sort of equipment that I have to see sort of do you need glasses. There's a little microscope that we call a slit lamp. And this is something that lets me look at your eyes up close.
Okay.
Now, the cool thing about the slit lamp is I can actually look at your eyes really, really close, but you have to put your chin in there, and guess what? Your cowboy hat might get a little bit in the way.
Oh man, well, you know what? I have to take it off sometimes. I know the kiddos at home really love to laugh at me when I take my cowboy hat off because I got funny hair, but
All
it's
right.
okay.
That's all right. All right. Well, we all have good hair days and bad hair days.
That's right. I think I live my life in the latter part
Excellent.
of that.
All right. Good deal.
All right, so what is this called again?
This is called a slit lamp.
Wow, it's got like a lot going on here.
It does.
It can be a little bit intimidating, but I'm sure there's nothing to be worried about.
It is. All it is think of it as like a microscope. And I tell children all the time, whenever I have come in and let's say you look at microscopes and you might look at little things like leaves and things under a microscope, this is almost exactly the same thing, except it's specifically made to look at your eyes.
That is so cool.
So just like a microscope has a little light and little lenses to let you look at things up close, this has the same sort of setup.
Okay.
Excellent.
Awesome.
So what we do is we're going to have you put your chin on this little chin rest.
Okay.
And it doesn't hurt. And then your forehead's going to rest up against there, and that allows me to take a look at your eyes. And I have to adjust this little thing to get your chin right at the right spot.
All right.
Good deal. So, Cowboy
Wow.
Jack, how was that?
This is really cool.
Awesome, awesome. So remember I told you about the flashlight? Mm-hmm. So the flashlight I'm going to turn on right there. So then what I do is I'm going to have you look right over here at my ear on this side.
Okay.
And that lets me look at your right eye. And I get to look at your eyes up close with this little light, and it has a little, maybe a focus up on your eyes, good deal. And then I look over here and do the same thing for your other eye.
This is really cool.
Excellent. And your eyes actually look great.
Well, that's awesome.
Excellent.
I'm glad to hear that.
Excellent.
You guys hear that? My eyes look great.
Excellent. All right, well, I did that part. You can put your hat back on.
Okay,
Good
okay.
deal.
Well, maybe I'll just put it on for a second.
Excellent. So that's the first part of our exam.
Well, that's so cool. I mean, that's such an amazing tool to get you to look at the inside of my eye. I had no idea what this was used for. You know, I've seen them before, but I'd never been explained exactly what the tool is for.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really cool to learn about how you use it as an eye doctor, as an ophthalmologist, to actually look inside these. Because, you know, I only look out. I don't ever get to look in them.
I have this over here. This right here is another flashlight. You're going to find out when you come see the eye doctor. There's all kinds of flashlights that you'll get to experience with. This is another type of device. It's called an ophthalmoscope, and it's called an indirect ophthalmoscope for various reasons.
Indirect ophthalmoscope.
Yes. and
Boy,
so-
that's a tongue twister.
And so just like you get to wear a cowboy hat, I get to wear this as my hat at times
Okay.
to do parts of the exam. So I put this on my head.
I guess I'll go ahead and take my cowboy hat off.
You
for
can. And just like the other device, that has a little flashlight in it. This also has a little flashlight in it that lets me look at your eyes.
Okay.
And to do this exam, I usually do it with the lights off. So we use sometimes whenever you come in for eye exams, parts of the exam may be with the lights dimmed and not all the way off, but just a little bit dim.
Yeah.
But for me to look inside your eyes really well, I'll have this on, my hat, and my ophthalmoscope, which is my version of my ophthalmology hat. And I have a special lens, just like that microscope has, the slit lamp has lenses that allows you to look up front of the eyes. I have to hold a certain lens to let me look inside your eyes.
Okay.
So for this part, what I'll just have you do is look straight on ahead.
All right.
And then I kind of take a look with this, and this lets me actually look inside the eyes. Just like that, and then I would look in one eye.
Boy, that is bright, but that's cool.
And then I have you look straight on ahead, right there, good. And lets me look there, very good. So what it allows me to do is, in the front part of the eye, there's all kinds of parts of the eyes. And then in the back part, there's other kinds of the eyes, and it's all part of an eye exam to let me sort of see the health of your eyes. I can actually see in the back of your eyes something called the nerve. It's the optic nerve. So we have nerves that connect and control all parts of our body, but the part of our vision that allows us to see is something called the optic nerve, and it is the message center from the eye to the brain. And I can actually see part of that nerve.
That is so cool.
It is really cool.
I mean,
I love doing what I do.
That
It's
is
a lot
so,
of
I mean,
fun.
I have no idea. I've never really thought about that, but our nerves are like what's in our skin. They help us, like, if we touch something hot, our nerves tell us, hey, that's hot, move away, right?
Exactly.
And so our optic nerve connects our eyes to our brains.
Correct.
Tells us what we're seeing.
Yes.
So cool.
Yeah, and so I get to look and see your actually nerve, and I see blood vessels that go from your eyes into the brain. I also see parts of the eyes that is the message center that collects the information that we see in our world and sends it to the brain. It all goes through that cable. I like to call it the nerve cable to connect from the eye to the brain, and it lets me look to see if that looks healthy.
Okay, I hope mine is like an HDMI, a really high quality one.
Yes, you have a high definition optic nerve, absolutely.
That's good to know.
Excellent, yes. So that's part of our exams, and then there's other things. So depending on how old you are, sometimes I just would have you kind of look, and I sometimes play movies, or we watch letters, or look at a screen, and then there's different ways to find out if you need glasses.
Okay.
So some children need glasses, but a lot of kids don't need glasses, and it depends on it's part of my exam to figure out who kind of needs glasses and who doesn't need glasses. So the good news is for younger children, they don't have to say anything or do anything. They just get to, in my case, sometimes watch cartoons while we do this part of the exam.
Well, that's easy. That's fun.
So guess what this includes?
What's that?
Another light.
Okay.
Okay.
Big shocker there.
Yeah.
I didn't know Dr. Miller was such a fan of flashlights. This is so cool.
I flashlights and working in dark conditions. So this is my drawer that has all different types of lenses. Some lenses are used for people that have distance problems with seeing, and some lenses are used for children that have farther near vision issues.
Wow, that's a whole lot of different lenses in there. That's incredible.
It is a lot of lenses.
That's even just a cool drawer because it pulls out and then it swivels.
I know. Well, there are a few things. Actually, that was my contribution. I actually kind of thought about that because part of this is how do I reach all my lenses. Mm-hmm. So, and so what I have you do is I have you kind of look at the screen, and if we're having a cartoon on, we might play that. And then while you're looking at that with the lights dimmed down, hold up the different lenses, and you just look at the TV, and I can check with how the light reflects inside your eyes to see what kind of prescription you might need.
Wow.
Yeah, so you don't have to say anything.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's just no stress about worrying what's better and clearer for some of the younger kids. That can be really hard. So I have a look up there, and I just kind of look for, and I think of it this way. If you were to have a picture taken of your eyes, and we all have had pictures taken, like photographs, and we will see sometimes when we look at certain photos, sometimes the eyes are glowing red. Mm-hmm. That is what we call the reflection of the light from the flash from the camera, how it reflects inside the eyes, and it has that sort of red appearance. Well, think of what I'm doing is looking with these lenses and holding up different lenses and looking at how that reflection, that red light reflects in your eyes. And I look for a certain type of reflection, and that tells me that is exactly the prescription for your eyes.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I remember back in those red eye picture days, we used to use Polaroid cameras. You guys probably don't even know what a Polaroid is. That kind of ages me a little bit. I'm supposed to be young here today, right?
That's right. We're all young at heart.
That's right.
Excellent. So that red reflex is what guides me on prescriptions and people that can't tell me really well what they can see. So it kind of guides and it gives me direction to sort of figure out, and that way I can find out, are you nearsighted, are you farsighted? And some people might be a little bit of those different types of conditions, which just means the prescription for your eyes, but not everybody needs glasses for that. But some kids that do, it allows me to get them the right lenses, the right prescription to be able to get glasses to be able to see real clear.
That is really cool. You know, having good vision is so important. I mean, that's the way you interact and see everything, whether it's, you know, looking at your parents to see what they're doing, looking at your little brother or sister, but also looking at what the teacher is telling you in school, right?
Absolutely.
That's
because
really important.
we want to all do really well in school and be able to see real well.
That's right, that's right. And it's a brand new school year, so I want to make sure that I'm seeing everything fantastic.
Well, I think we're going to get you set up so you're going to be able to see really well.
Awesome, I can't wait.
Excellent. There's another machine, and that's what this last thing on this machine is up here. This is called a phoropter.
A phoropter.
A phoropter.
Wow.
So this is actually a way that I can ask people for input. So remember I said there's a light reflection? This actually, I don't have to use the light reflection. I actually let you tell me what you can see, and I go back and forth and I get ideas about what you see best with. And this right here kind of guides me to find another way of finding prescription for your eyes.
Okay.
So let me show you. You ready to try this?
Oh yeah.
Give this a try?
This is exciting.
Excellent. So what I do is I bring this on up to you so you can kind of look through there. And then I have different ways to sort of assess things. So
Wow, now that looks different. Whatever you just did, that changed it.
it does. So like I would, for example, let's put our letters up there, and I would just have you look up to the letters, and then I would ask you a question such as, let's get this all straightened out. So I might ask you a question like, hey, so Cowboy Jack, which do you think you see better with? I'm going to give you two choices.
Okay.
Which is better? This is choice 1 or choice 2?
Definitely choice 1.
All right, so that's choice 1 and choice 3.
Probably choice 3.
3 or 4?
3.
3. Good. And then I have different lenses too.
Ooh, that made it a lot better.
Which is better here, 1 or 2?
2.
2. 3 or 4?
4.
1 or 2?
1.
And then 3 or 4?
3.
3. 1 or 2?
2.
3 and 4?
4.
1 or 2?
1.
1 or 3?
3.
3 or 4?
4.
4. So does that look pretty good?
Wow, you've got me seeing crystal clear there.
Yeah. So guess what? You have very little prescription, so you actually don't need glasses.
Wow, that's great to know.
But sometimes some people find there's actually a bigger prescription for their eyes and they actually might need glasses.
Well, that was really cool. I mean, it's kind of like in a little adventure. You're going through there and trying to pick which one looks best.
It is. I think of it as sort of a puzzle that we're kind of sort of unpacking the puzzle to figure it out.
That's right. It's the puzzle, and once you solve it, the prize is perfect vision.
That's right.
That is so
excellent.
cool.
So we have lots of things that we get to do. Sometimes this is part of our exam to look and see what kind of prescription you might need. There's different flashlights and lights that we use to kind of look at your eyes. One thing that's really kind of cool, this machine right here, which we said was the phoropter.
Phoropter, that's
Okay,
right. I thought you were
that's
going to
right.
quiz me. I couldn't remember
neither.
that.
No, but believe it or not, this is an old device that's been around for many years. But all of this right here, imagine this whole drawer, all these lenses are in a way built into that machine right there.
That is crazy. Well, you know, I've even seen antique ones of these. I mean, they've literally been around since what, probably the 1920s or before?
Probably a very long time.
Wow, because even Ben Franklin had glasses.
He did, and they probably found different ways to figure out his glasses prescription. We've come a long way since those years.
And also the glasses have gotten a lot thinner, because I bet Mr. Franklin's glasses were about this thick.
Probably, yes. So, but all of these lenses right here, actually in that one machine, it's kind of amazing.
You know, I bet when Ben Franklin first discovered electricity, he found it absolutely shocking.
It took me a second.
I got you. All right.
Excellent.
That was so neat. Thank you for showing us all this equipment and explaining what it's used for. I mean, that puts me at ease now that I understand exactly what it is that you're doing. It kind of calms all those nerves that you have about coming to the eye doctor or the ophthalmologist, right?
Yeah. So imagine we just did this, and so if I had a child that needs glasses, so usually what there is that we'll find all this, I'll find the exact numbers that is unique to their eyes, and then we put it on a piece of paper that we call a prescription. So just like you might have medicines that sometimes if you get sick and you need medicine to help you get better, and you go to a pharmacy to get medicine to help you feel better. The same kind of thing is for the eyes. There's a piece of paper that we have a prescription that actually tells us the prescription for your eyes.
Well, and folks can get glasses right here at your office, right?
And they can. So we would have that prescription and they go to the eyeglasses store. We're very lucky. We have a glasses optical shop here at our office. So kids can come in and just go straight out to get their glasses and figure out. And then there's frames. So there is the frames, but the frames we have here, the lenses that are in there aren't exactly right for your eyes. And that's what the prescription's for, is that it tells us what lenses, how to make that glass to allow you to see just like you could see really well in the office.
And the frames are the cool part, right? That's how you get to express yourself, get a little bit of flair to it, pick what you like. You get to try on all kinds of different styles and figure out, hey, what says Cowboy Jack, right?
That's right.
So
that's right.
That's cool, but the lens is according to your prescription.
Correct. So even though my is just a piece of paper, and some people say, this is not going to be your pair of glasses, this big machine here. But the goal is sort of what you can see through those lenses. That's what we're hoping to do. And then our glasses shop can actually build the glasses to be a perfect fit for your eyes.
That is so cool. Wow, this is absolutely amazing. I never thought so much in depth about my eyes, but it's really important to take good care of them, right? Well, I love what I do, and we have lots of people here, and we get to take care of lots of children, and some cowboys. Yeah. Hey, how often do you see people with cowboy hats? Not very often. That's what the last person said too. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I'm so glad to have you come visit us. This was so fun. Excellent. Wow, that was so cool, making sure my eyes are in tip-top shape. And like Dr. Miller said, I don't really need glasses, but they have all these really cool frames that you can choose from. And I mean, they have all kinds of colors that you could pick, and you need to find something that helps you express who you are. Orange is definitely not my color. Let me put those back. But wow, they have all kinds of really cool ones. Like these ones. Oh, I always like tortoiseshell. They call it tortoiseshell because it kind of looks like a turtle shell. Got all these different browns and tan colors in them. That is so cool. And see, if you needed to get glasses, they could take care of all that right here for you. All right, cowboys and cowgirls. Wow, we've had such a great time today here at Houston Eye Associates and Dr. Aaron Miller, learning all about how we take care of our eyes and what all those machines do when you come to the eye doctor and get everything all checked out. I hope you had a good time with me, and if you did, make sure to click subscribe to Cowboy Jack, and that way you can come with us on all of our adventures because we go on a lot of them. But until next time I see you, yeah!